Okie dokie, here we go again, episode 47, as the Blackburn Rovers struggle continues. So, the last episode, of course, we were 2-0 up at home against AC Milan, and then it just crumbled. Inaki Williams getting a 90th minute goal. We then went away at Crystal Palace, and obviously our away form in the league has been a bit dodgy this season. But we managed to win. It wasn't easy, but we just about got across the line. Nabil Gillas got subbed on and made an instant impact, which was nice, given that, to be fair, he's not exactly been one of the first names on the team sheet. So I decided to give him a run around in the EFL Cup, which, of course, we were champions of last season, and it was kind of just like, right, you know, we're champions of this cup, and even though it's not really that much of an important cup, it'd be nice to at least put up a fight to, you know, hold on to what's ours. But then we got hammered 3-0 by West Brom. We played without a shadow of a doubt with a weakened side, but not a side weak enough to be 3-0 down at half-time against West Brom. Next up, we had Everton at home. Now, Everton have done pretty well so far this season in the league. As you can see, they're on the same number of points as us. So fair play to their manager, Roberto Martinez. Things were going pretty well. We were dominating the game. Andre put us 1-0 up. And then Varela got sent off in the 65th minute. So it was a really good goal from Andre Gray. And then Yannick Bolasie, with what has to be said was a bit of a wonder strike, really. They had 5 shots on target, we had 7. But in terms of clear-cut chances, again, we had most of them. But this is one of our main problems, I feel. Sometimes we've struggled to get that, you know, that second goal just to see games out. And, yeah, it was a good strike from Bolasie first time, but I think if we take a look at that again and focus on Rajkovic, and this is why I always moan about Rajkovic, you've got to keep them out. And the baffling thing is that, you know, he keeps that out, we jump straight up the table into the top 5 places. And what's even more baffling, really, is talking about Rajkovic. You look at these attributes, guys. On paper, this guy is like world class. You know what I mean? And he's developed ridiculously well with us in the past few seasons. And I'm not sure what I have to do to just, you know, get him on point. We bought him for £5 million. And a part of me wants to sell him and just bring in another goalkeeper who might actually save something. Jason Steele's ridiculously poor as well. And I do believe that when you've got poor coaches, it does affect your players. But we take a quick look at our goalkeeping coach, Andy Fairman. 19 goalkeepers. Take a look at some of the other members of staff that contribute to goalkeepers as well. We got Julio Cesar, who's our under-23s goalkeeping coach. And even though he's our under-23s goalkeeping coach, he still contributes to the first team. 18 goalkeepers. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I've not done a double episode for a while, so I thought I'd treat you guys, given that it's Bank Holiday Monday. And I'm not really doing much, given that it is Bank Holiday Monday. I'm kind of just like going to play FM for most of the day. Try and get these videos done and dusted. Move on this season. See how far we can go in the Europa League. And most importantly, hope that Blackburn Rovers go to the game and hope that we get 3 points against Bristol City, because if we can't win against Bristol City, it'll pretty much almost guarantee relegation to League One. And when you consider 7 years ago we were in the top half of the Premier League under Sam Allardyce, it kind of goes to show, unfortunately, how far we've fallen under the Venky's ownership, and it's baffling how we're now over £100 million in debt from being one of the best run clubs in the Premier League, and no one from the FA is even willing to bat an eyelid. Yeah, but anyways, we're not ranting about Blackburn Rovers for now. That can be left for a different video. Also, another thing I wanted to discuss, it's actually something me and one of my subscribers, Lloyd, have been discussing. I've been thinking about doing a second series alongside this Blackburn Rovers series, possibly a series where I manage England. The reason why I think that could be an interesting idea is if we set something like you're only allowed to play players under the age of 27, see how far we can go. And international saves are always really, really quick. So it probably only take like 5 episodes to reach 2019 anyways, and it could be pretty fun. It could be pretty interesting from a tactical perspective as well, because you can never really get tactical familiarity for international tournaments, and because different players will come in and come out, it might be interesting for people that are interested in the tactical side of things to see how I might continuously evolve the team and change tactics depending on players, try and get the best out of them. Sometimes it might go well, sometimes it might go poorly, but if you're interested in that, let me know. We've also got some other ideas up our sleeve as well, but I think one of the really good ones that Lloyd suggested, so shout out to Lloyd, is going to be something that I'll probably leave until we hit the 1k subscriber mark. But talking about subscribers, I woke up, noticed that we've surpassed 600 subscribers. So when you consider that, like, I was thanking people for 50 subscribers in like the first 10 episodes of this series, the fact that we've hit 600 is phenomenal. So shout out to everyone. But yeah, we're going to make this a double episode to celebrate. We're going to watch Milan, and then I'm going to do the Aston Villa game off camera, and then we'll do the Liverpool game at home. My prediction, I think we're going to lose both games, but there's only one way to find out. I'll see you guys at the San Siro. Alright, here we are, back for the Europa League at the San Siro. So, starting lineup-wise, pretty much the same. Some people will be looking at this and thinking, it's been a bit of a dodgy season so far. You've not really changed things around too much. I am tweaking stuff, and I did kind of warn you guys about this beforehand, that I wasn't going to go into too much detail about what we're doing tactically, simply because this is something that I've been building up for quite some time. If I wanted to be boring, I would have probably stuck with what I knew was a working formula anyways, which was our 4-4-2, but it's not how I want to play football anymore. So, in terms of personnel, Tiote comes in as our defensive midfielder. He is a lot more physical in terms of pace, etc., than Romeu, and given that AC Milan are a counter-attacking side, I feel that's going to be important, and he's been told to man-mark Keisuke Honda. Elenya's not exactly fit, so he might have to come off at half-time. Fabio comes in at right-back, particularly after Varela got sent off in the Premier League. He's getting dropped for that because, to be fair, he got sent off at a time, couldn't afford to really get sent off, and I think come the end of the season, we might regret them dropped points. Augustinsen's going to play at left-back. Niang, Nano, and Piaka play up front. We're going to start with a defensive mentality. What I have changed is our width. So when we eventually move to counter, we're going to be slightly wider than how we normally play. And the reason for that is because AC Milan, at the moment, under Montella, are a typical narrow Italian side. Kind of reminds me of Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan, where a lot of the width, a lot of the legwork comes from the wing-backs. Now, we didn't specifically try to take advantage of any of this until the second half in the first leg, where we put Piaka out wide because we knew Di Chilio. I think someone told me in the last episode how to pronounce it. I think it was Di Chilio was right-footed out on the left, and we actually scored our second goal from that. But Colo is going to be the guy that starts at left back, who is left-footed, so it seems like the AI is learning from its mistakes. But yeah, the fact that we're on a balanced width should hopefully, because if we're too narrow, when these guys who hug the touchline bomb forward, we're going to struggle to keep up with them, particularly because most of our central players are going to be occupied by these three. And when these guys stop bombing forward, Jesus Christ, and crosses get put into the box and these guys stop bombing forward, it's going to be really difficult to deal with. So again, start off defensive. Let's try to see past the first 10 minutes and not concede, and we'll tweak from there. Right then, here we go. Let's see if we can get past the first 10 minutes without conceding, really. That'll be a massive step in the right direction. And if we can, that's when our demand more team talk will kick in. Because you see this João Pedro guy, oh bloody hell. See, this is just how AC Milan play, and it's how they scored a lot of their goals. And it's something, to be fair, that the AI is still ridiculously overpowered with in Football Manager. The AI still seem really good when it comes to crossing, and it is a massive part of how Milan play. But here we go. Fabio is going to switch things up as Augustinsen picks the ball up on the right-hand side. Piaka finds Niang, who, of course, wants to try and score against his old side. Piaka picks up the ball. How the hell has Donnarumma saved that? Same old story. Clear-cut chance that we will without a shadow of a doubt, start to regret. But we picked this ball up on the edge of the box now. Have a shot, son. Why is he not shot and giving it to the centre-back there? You might as well just have a pop. That's a really good ball, though, but he's offside. Bah, humbug. As well, a lot of people have been asking about the scoreboards. I said I'll do a tutorial video about how you can get them. So yeah, I'm probably going to record that today as well. Andoni's completely unmarked there and we're in trouble. Colo picks it up. Close him down. He's going to whip it in and Williams is going to score. Like, what baffles me about Inaki Williams, 186 centimetres, is quite a tall bloke. He's only got 13 reach and 10 heading. How the hell's he beat my centre-backs to that? And as well, like, why is it Thomas Callas that's closing down their left-back? We've not been in this half at all, but we're only 1-0 down, so there's plenty of things we can do to try and switch this around. So this is what we're going to do. These guys are going to pull out wider. Nyang is going to be a winger. Piaka is going to be an inside forward. We are also going to increase our passing directness. We're also going to look for the overlap as well. Now this is a bit of a gamble. Chiote is going to change to a halfback, and I'll explain what I'm doing right now. So the idea is, because they only have one wide player out on the wings, if Piaka and a wing back can basically 2 versus 1 them out on the wings. This is actually something Rafa Benitez in a talk mentioned when Liverpool pulled the comeback off against AC Milan Istanbul, because they were playing, I think it was a narrow 4-1-2-1-2 at the time, utilising Kaka just behind the 2 strikers. That if you can outnumber the wide players, as in the AC Milan fullbacks in this scenario, and get balls into the box, then you know, it's 2 versus 1 on the wings, and it should serve you pretty well. Alenya's going to have to come off, and that's the idea now, by getting these guys to bomb forward as well, and get crosses into the box. So, tell them to cross more often and from the byline. The downside to this is that these 3 aren't really going to be behind the ball too much now, which means that if we go 2-0 down, we will have problems. But that's why I've changed Toyota to a halfback, so when these guys stop bombing forward, we try and ensure we still have 3 at the back. So Alenya's going to have to come off, which is a shame because he's a really good player for us in terms of technicality, and we don't really have another centre mid other than Romeu, so he's going to have to come on and really do well. Rog, for me, is going to... we're going to turn him into a advanced playmaker, and Romeu is... what's his passing like? Don't really want 2 playmakers in the middle of the park, so for that reason he's going to be a ball-winning midfielder on support. Tiote should have him covered if he goes trying to close the ball down, and hopefully it'll just help us win that ball back a little bit better, and we're going to increase our tempo even higher. Also, another thing I think I forgot to mention was I've just upped our width to be fairly wide as well now. So wide formations, not really great this year, but I feel like it should help us against this narrow AC Milan side. Corner now for AC Milan. We know what these Italian sides are like from set pieces, but the linesman has put his flag up for some reason. Romagnoli offside for some reason. Why am I speaking in an Italian accent? Dumic has knackered something, so it means we need a centre-back to come on, and we don't really have a centre-back, so for that reason, Romeu is going to have to drop to centre-back. Jesus Christ, it's all kicking off now, isn't it? Romeu is going to have to go to centre-back. Tiote will stay as our half-back. Jesus Christ, what are we going to do now? Okay, here's a plan. Rog is going to stay in midfield as a box-to-box. McLean is going to move up here as a playmaker, and instead of trying to exploit the middle, we're going to try and exploit the flanks. I'm not quite sure why I didn't set that before. We're going to go even more direct, drop the tempo, and remove them. Gilas is going to come on as a target man. Rajkovic is going to be told to distribute to target man. We got to go more direct here and start creating more opportunities, and for that reason we're going to switch to an attacking mentality, which will leave us a little bit exposed, it has to be said, but we've got to go chasing this goal now. Thing is, you look at the number of shots, Milan have had 13 and we've had 3, yeah, but the truth is, 2 of ours have been on target, and only 4 out of their 13 have been on target. So a lot of theirs have really just, you know, come from weird shots from outside the box. And Yang now needs to whip the ball in. Oh, for God's sake. I mean, he's done well to work the goalkeeper, but given that he's got the massive Nabil Gillas to aim at in the box, that was a bit of a poor cross. I know Nyang's not really a winger, but he's still a good player. And nothing comes of that either. Not really sure there's much we can really do. We've kind of just got to pray we can grab a goal and that AC Milan don't hit us on the counter-attack. Yes! It's happened again. Callas has scored from a set-piece. Oh, God. It happened in the first leg as well, where Callas scored from a set-piece. You can see how we're keeping 3 at the back because of the half-back there as well. It looked like it got a deflection, but now we're going to have to make changes. But, oh, I'm kind of getting flashbacks from when I made changes in the last leg, but it has to be done because we're far too attacking at the moment. Okay, so in terms of what we've changed, we've gone back to the counter mentality. We've just dropped our tempo that little bit more. We've changed our directness to be mixed. That way we're not just needlessly hoofing the ball forward, and we've reduced our width a little bit. Piaka and Yang and McLean have gone from attacking to support, and our wing-backs have gone to defensive. It looks like we're going to get a point away at the San Siro, and to be fair, it's AC Milan at the end of the day. Oh, God. It's happened again. They've done it again. 90th minute goal. I mean, what I was going to say is that a point was pretty decent and we could still get first place in the group if we managed to win our other 2 games against Young Boys and that Russian team. I just can't believe AC Milan have just done us with a 90th minute goal again. So, that to one side. Back to the Premier League. We're going to go away at Villa. It's kind of a must-win game for us, really. If we manage to get a win against Villa, it'll put us on 22 points, which should hopefully keep us in the running for the top 5. Let's bear in mind that last season, of course, even though we were in the Europa League, we finished 6th. So, again, aim for this season is basically to guarantee a European spot through our league position rather than through a cup, particularly given that we're out the EFL Cup. Otherwise, yeah, we'll have to rely on the FA Cup. Anything less than that, and I think I'd consider it a bit of a poor season, especially given how much money we've spent. So I'm going to quickly go off and play the Villa game, and I'll be back for the Liverpool game. And yeah, I think when it's a Liverpool game, we'll just jump straight into the game. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to Ewood Park. So, just a rundown of what happened during the Villa game. So, Nano's out injured, and Marco, what the hell's he called again? Pjanic is also out injured. I forgot his name. But despite that, it seems we're 1-0 up against Liverpool. Okay, I'll take that. We beat Aston Villa 2-1. I'm really not happy with how we're playing this season. I've got the guys training a bit more on team cohesion. I'm wondering maybe it's because, you know, the sheer number of new players we brought in. Oh, God. We've been doing that a lot. Where, like, we just pass the ball to the opposition. We lose a ball in midfield. Or sometimes where, like, your defence will get the ball and just stand there on the spot and do a 360 spin and just get tackled. And then the opposition are through on goal. Liverpool, they're 3rd in the Premier League. Us, we're just outside the top 6 at the moment after grabbing that win against Aston Villa. Tactically, not really doing much different, to be honest. Nyang is trying to get player of the match for the 5th game in a row, I think. So definitely, so far, turning out to be quite a good signing. Obviously, away games is where we struggled. So against Aston Villa, I kind of, go on, you've got to finish that. And he does. Yes! Yes! Also, Liverpool's Romanian manager has announced he's going to retire at the end of the season. So he's going to be someone I'll be glad to see the back of, to be honest. But yeah, for away games, we've actually been changing things around, or at least for the Villa game, I've been changing things around. Because tactically, we're always okay at home with this approach. And IWBs help us, maintain possession and hold on to the ball well, and it makes us very difficult to break down, particularly given that we're the home team, we've got the crowd behind us. But it's really away games where we struggle offensively and trying to grab more than one goal. So what I did against Villa was basically just change the IWBs to be normal wing backs to give us a little bit more width, and change some other team settings. Like you see what I mean there? The way that it looked like a decent attack was being built up, and then we just one clumsy pass. But yeah, change a few team instructions. The whole away approach is going to definitely have to be, what a pass there from Toyota, definitely going to have to be something that, oh no, offside anyways, something that I look into, something that we look to tweak, because as you can see at home, we really don't do too badly against even decent teams like Liverpool. Obviously our last home game I think was, wow, it seems like ages away, when we smashed Norwich 4-0 at home. So yeah, I think, it's been a dodgy start to the season, but we'll just have to see what happens. And to be fair, injuries haven't really been great. Good ball. McLean shoots. I should have scored there. Injuries haven't been great, but yeah. Lucas Moore obviously injured. Nano now out injured. Pjanic, whatever the hell he's called, out injured. Also, Livio Nigel got his first Swiss cap, which is nice. Hopefully I'm going to sub him on. James McLean looking tired now, so it's probably about time I'll look to make a change. What I am actually going to do is move Marco Rog out to the left, swap in with Yang. That way Yang can cut in on his right foot, and then give Nigel a run around. Nigel, really one of the future players of this side, I'd like to think. We've got some others out on loan as well. The team will probably look quite different next season as well. It's just the kind of manager I am. I chop and change quite a lot, but it's not necessarily a good thing a lot of the time. Bear that in mind. But yeah, we are, as a team, as a club, going through quite a massive transitional period, really, and it's just something you have to deal with. When you consider 2 or 3 seasons ago we were, relegation candidates in the Championship, you are going to go through these periods where you are going to see ridiculous amount of change. But, oof. Oh, Nigel. So unlucky. It actually fell on Nigel's right foot there. Nigel's actually left-footed, so did really well to even get it on target. But unfortunate. Really good shot from Yang. And can he do the same again? His long shots ain't great, but for some reason, I think that was going to hit the target, until Toyota got in the way. Great, finds Rog, and we are on the counter-attack now, but it's important we don't lose the ball. He's going to shoot, and he's going to score, and we're going to win 3-0. So, I kind of anticipated losing both the Milan and Liverpool games. What a signing Rog's been for us. I don't think he'll get the assist, but yeah. And to be fair, we were kind of unlucky in losing against Milan, but AC Milan are AC Milan. And I think both the first leg and second leg have taught us a lot. I think I may have gone a little bit too negative at one point. Not negative enough to really cause us to bloody concede 3 goals the way we did. Go on, grab another goal. Nice goal. To concede the way we did. But I think our fullbacks, putting them on defensive, maybe was one of the reasons we conceded at least one of the goals. But yeah, you live and learn. You live and learn the same way we've lived and learned losing against Liverpool. As you can see, we're now doing extremely well against them, even though I wouldn't say it's necessarily anything specific we've done. We've just improved as a team, and Liverpool, to be honest, have not really shown up today. Carlos Alenia looks like he's going to get man of the match. And to keep a clean sheet is really rewarding as well. What's even nicer to see is that Andre Gray has gotten on the score sheet twice. I was expecting a tough game, to be honest, but I've kind of just sat back and just had a chat with you guys for that game. Andre Gray grabbed me player of the match, and Yang is going to be kind of jealous of that one. And as you can see, it leaves us in 6th place. So 6th ain't really great, but we are building a bit of a barrier between us and the teams below us, which is good. It means that we stay in the mix for the European spots, which is, of course, always the aim for us. Stoke are really the surprise team up in 4th, but they've only got 1 more point than us. Still kind of annoyed that they beat us on the opening day of the season, to be honest, but fair play to them. Tottenham are top of the league. Pochettino's Spurs top of the league on 30 points. And really, we're only 5 points off top of the league, really. So, not really doing too badly at all. Second place, United and Stoke on 27 points. Only 2 points difference. So really, I wouldn't say the title race, well, the title race is open, but in terms of the European spots, I think after that win against Liverpool, which is awesome, especially considering we also got a draw against Chelsea and beat Man United, I think these really good results have kind of made up for the poor ones, like when Varela got sent off against Everton and poor results away at West Ham and Newcastle. So far, so good. We're getting there bit by bit. Yeah, that's going to be it for the double episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, this was the Villa game. Match stats-wise, we had a lot more shots than they did. They only had 2 on target. Just frustrating that it seems like our opponents don't end up getting that many shots on target against us because, they're poorer teams than us, but sometimes it's just sloppy goals like that. Stop the cross coming in. Why aren't our centre-backs dealing with the ball in? You know what I mean? They've got the big Bodvarsson Icelandic, I think, target man in the middle of the box. Why does that happen? Fortunately for us, though, this was our goal. I've got no idea why I'm showing you guys these goals, but we're here, so we might as well see them. We basically answered back straight away. James Milner, as you can see, now plays for Aston Villa. He's gone back to Aston Villa. Andre picked it up, and it's nice to see him starting to really make a difference for us. I'd say I think him and Rog have been linking up quite well. This is a bit of a BS goal. I really don't like seeing these kind of goals. I mean, I know they happen, but I do still think they happen a little bit too much on Football Manager. But whatever, a goal's a goal. 68th minute came in. We counter-attacked from an Aston Villa corner. Or at least tried to, because poor Rajkovic, he is colourblind. No offence to anyone that is colourblind. So he thought he was hoofing up to one of our strikers, but instead decided, I've just caught the ball, so I'm going to hoof the ball up to the Aston Villa defence, even though he's specifically told to distribute to fullbacks, but it is what it is. So Rog to Gillas, to Nyang, Augustinson, and that was a really good example of obviously how we changed how our wing-backs play away from home. It allows us to get more men forward, but that is going to be it for this episode. In terms of where the next episode will be, it could be a double episode with Man City and Spurs. Let me know if that's what you want. But until next time, I've been if you like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's been a bit of a, I don't know, it's not been, I feel, as energetic as it usually is, particularly given that we beat Liverpool 4-0. But yeah, see you guys next time.